Hello everyone, and welcome back to the stream. So, just yesterday we started on Amnesia, a machine for pigs. And I've decided to continue that today. I made double sure the game actually works this time. So there will be no half-hour tech support nonsense this time. So, I guess we can just get right started. Not sure if I can give much of an overview on the story, beyond the fact that we are a father in search of his lost children. And that in the bowels below his home are experiments to bring creatures back to life. And that he was probably responsible for such experiments. And that maybe even his children died in the process of doing that. At least that's my speculation so far. Like, those children we've seen so far are
Isn't it dangerous allowing this
illusions.
filthy discharge to collect so close to the core?
We can use the flow to drive the turbines. There will always be a torrent of excreta flooding through these tunnels. We can use this to supplement the steam production and ensure constancy.
God, the stench! This fecal matter is the true product of the age.
Okay. Interesting. My mysterious friend is correct. The sewers are indeed flooded. To descend further, I will have to find the local sluice pumps to drop the water levels. The smell is almost unbearable. It makes me gag. Why should the saboteur have flooded the tunnels, though? What did he hope to achieve? I think the saboteur wanted to bury this whole thing, to be honest. Like, these notes are kind of horrific because you know they're talking about people. Naturally, once bled, the product must be scalded, dehaired, and scraped, ready for gambling and evisceration. At least I think they're talking about people. Or pigs, maybe. For this, we pass them through the steam reservoir, which is kept at a constant temperature by passing excess high-pressure venting from the engines, via the boiler in a series of large copper pipes, into a stone chamber just below the workhouse. At the center of the machine, there is a component that must be kept at a consistently low temperature, which controls operations of the processing of. These are some sentences. Get Grammarly up in here. I don't think these are good sentences. A product throughout the system. Alongside this, refrigeration is of the utmost importance in retaining product quality. And this also requires heat to be removed from certain areas of the machine. Two problems are therefore combined into a single solution: the removal of heat from some areas and the requirements for increased heat in others. Conducting panels draw heat using the principles of convection regulated by the boiler and sending freezing air along one set of pipes in one direction and superheated vapors in another. Starting out right with the reading here. Anyway, that was just lore. That was just a little lore side path. Anyway, so yeah, we need to find sluice pipes, apparently. Ah! Water monster. Amnesia water monster? I'm guessing we might have to wade through that stuff then. Not a very pleasant prospect, but oink oink oink. You know, the pigmen are not that scary. I actually thought the servant grunts from Amnesia: The Dark Descent were a lot scarier. Just in terms of how they look, like these twisted humans. Like these are just, okay, humans with a pig installed on the head. With a big head, replacing the normal head. Oh, okay, so we can enter into the liquid there, but it's probably not a good idea. Ah, yes, another mask to greet me. I wonder if this phone is gonna ring once we read this note. Several of the older forms have breached their containment area and escaped into the sewers. They remind me of my limitations. This is no Chelm and I am no Eliyahu, at least not quite yet. It is the heat generated from keeping the doorway between open that is to blame. We cannot simply pack them about with coolant as we do at the center where the doorway is. The later versions are kept safe by the freezing temperature of those towers. Up here, where the air is hot and fetid, they become overheated. And their duality tears them asunder as the other place flies from the other... Some of these sentences, man, as the other place flies from their cells and their vitae splinters. They live sporadically, torn from one world to the other and back again in violent, unpredictable bursts. For a few seconds they are creatures of this world and they are torn away and cease to have physical form. This vicious ripping back and forth between worlds has driven them quite insane. I have ordered the affected areas sealed and will not allow my loyal workers to enter. These are cursed places now, the abode of failed experiments, ghosts of fear and spite. Ah, ghosts. Ghosts indeed. Right, so that tells us what they're basically just invisible pigmen, which takes some of the mysticism out of it, I guess. Blub, 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 blub. There we go.
Faster, Mandus. Drain the waters. Open the way to the bilge pumps. We are waiting for you.
Hey, Magellian, welcome to the stream. If they are thrown away, would they be pork chopped? Maybe. Maybe, or maybe, maybe that. But hey, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Right, so we can't activate sluice gate B or 2 from here. I guess that would be too easy, huh? Most likely that, yeah. I hope you've been doing alright today. So yeah, there's an invisible big monster in the water here. And I just got hit by it. Whoops. Now my vision is red. That's a problem. Anyway, I activated this sluice. So what does that do for me? I thought it would lower the water, but the water is just the same as before. So... do I just need to walk back for now and check the earlier area? Hanging in there, stress stuffing your face with food, because it looks like it's going to be another few days of this. Indeed. Well, I hope you're hanging in there. It's a rough time, that's for sure. I often indulge in sweets when I find myself in stressful times. Really pulled a Clive today. You've ordered food twice. Wow. He is a bad influence. Oh, that's fine as long as it's good stuff. What did you order? So, with the flickering light telling us that there are enemies nearby is kind of a cool idea, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of it. It reminds me of functions in games like Silent Hill, where the radio starts to screech and be staticky. Basically, you get radio static if enemies are nearby. Because the radio serves no other purpose but that. If the light flickers, I can't see properly. Which is, I guess, scary, but also annoying.
But we can save them. We can set them free. We can replace a rotten old world with a clean new one. Mr. Landis, you sound every bit the fanatic. Well, how can I be otherwise, Professor? How can any man of ethics simply stand by and watch this world drown in its own excrement? And your engineer, this visionary with whom you have embarked upon this course, does he share your views? Indeed he does. Indeed he does. The poor fellow has seen it all before. Now, this is not the first great civilization he has wept for. And so you set about things immediately upon your return? Naturally. These things cannot be left to rot upon the tree. And sponsors were remarkably easy to find. I tell you, Professor, a trail of greed brings rich men to your door like pigs to truffles.
It was interesting. That was pretty believable too, like how he started already saying naturally before the guy finished his sentence. Like a lot of scripts neatly wait for one line to finish before the other begins, but that's not really how real people talk. So that was good. So far the presentation on this game has been very good. Breakfast sandwich with some tea, so not so bad. Then I ordered this spicy friend tofu sandwich with a huge order of fries. Delicious, but also feeling it. I can imagine. I hope it was good enough to be worth it, at least. Bike work was, well, it was long. Let's put it that way. Quite the busy day. This is a slightly confusing area. Wish these pigmen would realize their potential to become truffle hunters. Probably better wage than this pig machine place. Indeed. Indeed. I mean, they could do so many things. I mean, this one is... There's an invisible water pig here. Imagine the kind of things he could do if he just tried. Instead of running after me. Doesn't seem productive, you know? Anyway, I am thoroughly confused by this area, I'm afraid. I wish I had a map. Instinctively press M for map, but... yeah, today and tomorrow are definitely on the heavy side, but that's okay. There's gonna be days like those. I sort of tried to take it in stride today. Like, it's just one of those weeks. And this thing is a maze. And not amazing. Okay, so the area is not as big as it seems, which makes me think perhaps I need to go through the water after all. The problem is, how do I escape water pig man? Indeed, McAllion, December and around Christmas is probably the worst time for mail delivery. I'm already dreading that final week, because I'm free on the 25th and 26th December, and then the week after that, so like a little under 1.5 weeks of free time. But the time before then, it's gonna be unpleasant. You can't really get any days off in December because it's so busy and yeah. You know, in the original, I keep wanting to say in the original Castlevania, even though this is nothing like Castlevania. In the original Amnesia, you would lure away the water monster by throwing stuff in the water. Like, the game would even give you a clue, like, dead flesh is a good distraction. That meant you could pick up, like, hands and feet you found and throw them in the water, and it would make it not follow you for a little while. At least I can keep my eye on that vacation price. Sounds rough though. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough month, but it only really happens. It only gets that bad once a year, and then we're back to work as normal. Hey Tiago, welcome. Welcome to the stream. So we've already activated this. There's nothing left here to activate unless I'm overlooking it. Now in Dutch we have a phrase where when you overlook something really obvious, which is to look with your nose. Looking with your nose. Kijken met je neus. That means you're overlooking something really obvious. You're not really looking. So I thought I was gonna have to go here, but I can't even go in there. Looks like there's an invisible wall. Are you just gonna add random Dutch names to my name? Willem Klaassen. Is that my new Dutch name? All right. I'll have it changed on my passport. Let me see if I have my passport here somewhere. It's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There, let me just write it on there, okay? Okay, let me just... There we go. Passport has been edited. Yeah, so we need to find another valve to open Sluice Gate 2. Oh, you can't go with changing it again, Tiago. Now then I have to alter it in the passport again. Just Aryan works for now, yeah. Okay, I'm starting to slowly get an idea of how this area actually works and is structured. It looks a lot more complex than it actually is. Okay, flickering lights, very spooky. Ah, here you are. I'll sluice right in. Oh, a hydrate already? Okay. Well, the water here is actually going away now. But I'll grab some extra water then. 1 second. Alright, water has been acquired. Thank you for the hydrate. See, when I was just going over to grab some water, I had one of those moments. So the cat is in the bathroom. She was just sitting there in the bathtub, and I looked her in the eye, and then I looked at her through the mirror, and she looked me in the eye in the mirror, and it's like, does she know how the mirror works? I wonder that sometimes, because you see a lot of videos of cats getting scared by mirrors, and supposedly it takes like highly intelligent mammals like dolphins, elephants, primates to recognize one's on reflection. Make us whole. That's Dead Space, isn't it? Have we gone from make us clean to make us whole? How many? So many spooky horror game quotes. There's little phrases that sound very unsettling. Yeah, I played Dead Space 1 and 2, but not 3.
That's it, Papa. You're so near now.
I had to take a workout. Did you figure out the invisible pigman? Yeah, that was not where I had to go. That was just an example. Basically, I had to. I just missed that a door had opened that I wasn't paying attention to. Not sure where the monument quote comes from. Oh right, I was just waiting for something to happen, but wow. Liberty, Poverty, you are now my property. I don't know if that's how it works, Tiago. Don't think you can just kind of claim that. Like, is this like the olden days where you just plant a flag somewhere and now it's yours? Decontamination chambers in Victorian age, yeah. Oh my. A whole nest of these foul creatures, no mind. My instincts have drawn me thus far, and I am sure somewhere in this dank complex is a means of further descent. I will not see their faces as they go about their dark business. And yet I watch them sleep and eat and play, and they are so very human, so very childlike. And I will not think of what I have seen, of the chairs and the cages, and I will not think of how such monsters may be sculpted. I do control Netherlands tourism. That is true. That is true. I did declare that to be the case, the fact, and now it is true. So maybe there is something to it. Doors like that almost feel like a submarine. Games and lots of horror settings like doing this, right? This sort of beautiful, tranquil sounding opera music, but then with horrific displays combined with it. I guess it's meant to be poignant or something. And I guess it is. Pigs feasting upon pigs as gentle music plays. Oh, well, not now. It definitely looks like a submarine, doesn't it? Oh, I do want to ask, is this too dark? Is the game too dark? Because I heard some people tell me last time that it was maybe a bit too dark. Because it is very dark. Alright, but you already know the game, right, Tiago? So maybe it's a bit easier for you to tell what's going on, just on the basis of your experience with it. But if it's fine for you, that's something, for sure. Ooh. Ooh, oh, ow. Am I... Do you hope this gets spookier? You love the setting. You love the setting and letters convey information, a story, but you want to be spooked. It's pretty dark, but you have your work monitors are pretty low. I could try to brighten it up like an itty bit. Just a bit, so it doesn't damage the tension. But yeah, Megallion, it's been creepy, but not really scary. And this has been a problem with Soma. I think the captain mentioned Soma yesterday. That game kind of has the same problem. It's got some really cool and interesting thoughts to it that really make you think. And it's very unsettling in a way that you'll probably be thinking about for a long time. But in terms of being acutely scary... I know of Tilburg, but I don't live there. Are you trying to guess where I live? It's not that hard to find, but preferably don't. From tide to spine, and who is that third, that shadow, that spirit child in the background, that barely formed, that changeling, that almost lived, that never missed? This is making you feel like it's going to be more psychologically spooky in the long run, maybe? Yeah. You know, Megallion, this game was developed by the, not by the original creators, or at least not alone, not just the original creators, but actually by the Chinese Room. And the Chinese Room made Dear Esther, which is, you know, the genre is often called walking simulator, and some people consider that condescending to the genre. But I guess walking simulator is close enough of a correct label. And you can definitely see that in this game. It's very low interaction, high story. Like in Amnesia: The Dark Descent, there was a whole system with oil and sanity. And that's all not really here.
You seem to have undergone quite a profound conversion in Mexico, Mr. Mendes.
You could not have seen it yourself and not, Professor. As we disembarked, even through my fever, I saw the detritus of this so-called progress. I saw starvation and disease, rot and destruction polluting the waters of the Empire. We are ruiners, you and I, and all of us, and we make the world unclean.
And you took it upon yourself to act as Redeemer.
Professor, I would not be so presumptuous. I am merely a conduit. I am constructing an architecture to wrestle our damnation to the ground and smother it with steam.
I live in Aryenville, capital of the bike people. That is true. That is accurate. How did you find out? Yeah, the thing is, Walking Simulator, it's kind of one of those things that when there was only one game in this genre, that was probably kind of accurate. But some people prefer digital interactive installation, but that's very wordy, or FPX, first person experience, which I think is a pretty nice one. But most people are going to recognize what you're talking about if you say Walking Sim. It's like Metroidvania. Maybe the genre name doesn't quite convey all it needs to, but it's what most people will recognize first. But I never meant it as a negative. I have played many games in that genre, which I found very compelling. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, What Remains of Edith Finch. Process of Elimination. It was that or Designville, home of the motorcycle people. Indeed. That's right next door. A couple miles away.
I said you'd come.
These must be the bilge pumps. I am at the heart of the saboteur's efforts. In order to keep his flood in place, he must have disabled these vast pumps. But he was clearly rushed. Thus far, he has left most of his work incomplete. His clumsy efforts reduced to simply switching off all he could find. If I can locate the controls, the remedy will be simple. Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
Ahead, the trickle to still waters. I dragged myself deeper into the temple, downward ever, towards a wind that held the voices of my children, beckoning me to set them free.
The West Side Story tension in that area of the Netherlands, indeed. It definitely feels like we are reaching a climactic point of the story here. But yeah, have you played many of those types of games, Miguelian? Like what people would call walking sims, or what you could call first-person experiences, or digital interactive installations? Very industrial here. Well, that's been activated and cannot be deactivated, so I'm guessing it was right. Ah, another pig mask. I keep forgetting I can jump. It doesn't come up that often, you might say. Okay, I got severely turned around. Oh, locked up. I don't think it's Christmas yet, Tiago. Alright, that added a note, so that might be good. Another pump. It seems once again I must engage it. I cannot help but feel I am trapped in some great game, forced to undertake endless Herculean labors for the promised reward of my darling children. Whoa. It's almost like it's a video game. No, 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 no. Oh. Okay, that was almost scary. Oh, this one I can actually walk through? No, I can't. Okay. Was worth a try though. I mean, isn't chocolate a more appropriate Christmas gift? Well, that sounds ominous. Ah. That looks complete. Question, yes? Why is my country known as Holland or Netherlands? That's because it's kind of loud here, so let me explain that when I get out of the loudness. Oh, the loudness is everywhere. Great. So, our country consists of 12 provinces, and 2 of those provinces are actually North Holland and South Holland. And those are where the big cities like Amsterdam and Rotterdam are. So when sailors would sail across the sea, they would introduce themselves as coming from Holland, because that's what those 2 provinces are. But the whole country is actually the Netherlands. So yeah, CGP Grey has a good video about this. It's the same, kind of. Like, nowadays, sure, you know. There we go. Yeah, CGP Grey has made a video several years ago about the distinction between the Netherlands and Holland, and it's pretty interesting and accurate. So relate response, haven't really, but you do love this style of walking puzzle story driven kind of game. We need to get some suggestions who wants to try it. Yeah, I'd love to share a few. I think it's a genre that can be done well and not well. Because I think the main issue is, if you're gonna make it a game, it's best to focus on what game's strengths are, which is interaction. I think Dear Esther gave the genre a very dirty name, because it's very much just a walk through set pieces as the narrator talks at you. There's no real interaction at all. But that's not what all games in this genre are. So, for example, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is a really good one. It's a mystery game. Very open, very free, very sad music. One that's a bit more focused, like a bit more directed, and which I thought was really good is What Remains of Edith Finch. You notice they both have fairly long titles, and I sometimes mix them up, even though they really sound nothing alike. The flood is drained. I have prevailed. The saboteur is beaten. My heart pounds with excitement, even as my head spins and shudders in feverish anticipation. How this machine now throbs about me, sensing its rebirth is imminent. The final descent beckons me to enter, as Lily once lay on our wedding bed and... Okay, then. This guy. What am I supposed to say about Mandus? He sure is a weird man, this. What games do I have in mind next? Not sure yet. Maybe the third Amnesia, although I'm not sure yet. I actually was thinking about doing the Command and Conquer series, but I don't think people who watch my streams are generally interested in those. I was thinking about, you know... He wants to try Kentucky Route Zero, since you live there 50% of the time. I believe that's a similar thing, yeah. Isn't that a bit more point and click like? I haven't played it. If the captain were here, he could tell you, because he's played it. Suggestions are always welcome, Tiago, just so long as you know I can't always do them. There's no... You should always feel free to suggest what you want. Vanishing of Ethan Carter, yeah, and What Remains of Edith Finch is also a really good one. That was one of those games that had me fooled. Like initially I thought like, oh yeah, the usual. You walk into the house and you explore the house and the narrator talks at you, and then the game just... I'm not even gonna tell you how, but the game just smacked me over the head like, ha! You and your expectations. Oh, Tiago, Nightbot doesn't like it when you post links, so you need to give me a heads up if you wanna post links. Yeah, Nightbot can be a bit overzealous sometimes. I'm sorry. It was not a link. Maybe you accidentally had a period in the wrong place. Ah, right. Maybe it was. Maybe a problem with formatting. Try writing it without the periods. Alright, I already turned this on. Not sure where to go though. Oh, right, ladder. Outlast, Layers of Fear, Sonic Mania, Halo, Ghost Runner. Alright, thanks for sharing those. I have Outlast, but I've been holding off on doing it because I've seen a playthrough. It's another one of those games where in my younger days, I used to just watch a lot of YouTubers, and I kind of regret not trying it for myself first. Layers of Fear I have, same story. Fear I have and have not seen, so that could be something. Sonic Mania I've played, very good game. Halo and Ghost Runner I haven't played. How dare you insult Nightbot, Aryan? I'm sorry, but sometimes Nightbot can be a bit overzealous. We all love Nightbot, but we all know it to be true, right? Another one of those doors. Every time we do that, I feel like we're getting a bit closer to throwing a chair through the room. Alright, another area transition. The children dancing. He obsessively scans the newspapers and periodicals for new inventions. They are the architecture to evaluate us all, he proclaims. Edwin and Enoch just play on, unaware. I should play Phasma with besties? Whoa, I think I've already done that though. But yeah, we should. We should play that again in the nearby future. We gotta have a session with Back to Murder here as well. Oh hey! Speak of the devil, there he is. Didn't expect him to show up with perfect timing. And you are not included? Oh, fair, okay, they're not complaining. Exactly, you are included. Alright, here's another happy note. I'm gonna read it with lots of emotion. Curled into my bunk, all sick and sweat-ridden. They clean my room about me, but I can only hear the voice from within, that gentlest of stones. It sings to me and I dream of a great machine. We will build a new world from the ruins of the old. We will plant flowers in the rotten ribcage and let them grow to hold the sky from falling. I remember how it whispered to me as we rolled sick and heaving, and I remember when we pulled into Southampton and we both wept, for it was every bit as much a desecration as had been sung to me. And then we came to London and I set it up on the mantelpiece and I went into the house and gathered the servants and set on recrafting them. Recrafting. And then I went into the gardens and buried those tiny shattered skulls under the weeping bulges of the rhododendrons. Once again, I'm just... You know, sometimes I wonder if I'm kind of look like semi-illiterate or something. Like I'm reading these notes and it's like... So, there were some old-timey words, sure, but sometimes this, just the way the sentence structure is makes me feel like I'm having a stroke. It's like I'm just blinking at it and reading it again and again. And when they first said Daddy, my heart was molten, as if blood frozen upon the ground were held to the sun to thaw and slop. And they were inseparable, always together, one soul and two bodies, and my love was all-consuming. Do I sound raspy? It's been a rough day. See, I would die for you, I whispered to their sleeping faces. I would kill. I would set this world to ruin to protect you. I have fought through dark tunnels, great engines, the foulest of beasts. I have set my covenant and drained this flood, and I am come for you now, my darling boys. It's another hydrate storm. I will have to finish my cup and grab a new one then, for all this hydration here. Right, the cup has been finished. Let me, grab some more. One moment, please. There we go. Water has been consumed. New water has been acquired. That slam of the glass. Yeah, it's important for the real hydrate experience that you hear me slamming that stuff down on the desk. Gotta get your points worth, right? You know, I do like the just... Let me replicate that moment, right? Like, obviously it's just a factory warning, but you can't help but feel there's more to it when you have this huge descent here into deeper and darker places, and then it just says, stop. Like, it feels bad to continue here. Okay, we have a left, we have a right, and I set that in the wrong order.
And you came then to London, and you set me upon a mantelpiece, and then you went into the house and gathered the servants, and reset you and I on recrafting them, and then you went into the garden and buried those tiny shattered skulls alone.
So is left the optional path then? Just making sure. Okay, yes, left is nothing. Just gotta make sure, you never know when there's something hidden there. Could say there's nothing left. Hey! So now he's just gonna read from the note himself. I feel like I wasted the effort reading it aloud myself. Go on then, read the rest.
For your children, Magnus, to spare them the world you have created. For us all.
Okay, this is rather ominous, isn't it? No, but yes. Indeed. Right. Let's take the elevator down. Some epic music, right? The janky texture of the bars here is ruining the grandeur of it a bit, but we'll just pretend I'm not seeing it.
Oh dear God. Dear Christ, what is this place?
That is the first thing in a long time he's actually said out loud. As far as I know. At least that wasn't like a weird hallucination. I find the wording in the journal to be kind of different from the way he talks. How old is this game? I'm not sure. Not that old, but pretty old. It's the second Amnesia. So it'll probably have come out a few years after the first one. I mean, that makes sense, but I'm trying to remember when the first one was. Doesn't look terrible or anything, but it's clearly dated. That is true. It's very dated. What? Just a singular alarm. Yeah, this is basically, I think this is the engine of the first Amnesia. Just what the Chinese room did with it after making Dear Esther.
And they feel no pain. The process is completely humane. Humane, Professor?
That we judge the acceptable level of suffering by the human condition? Ask the beggar, Professor. Ask the orphan. Ask the whore. Ask the starving, Professor. The weak, the sick, the filthy. Ask them to define your humane.
So basically, his delusions of grandeur led him to be like, okay, so I'm doing horrifically unethical stuff right here and torturing people and creatures just because I have a noble end. I'm doing it for the poor people, guys. That justifies it. The road to hell, right? Ethics are so overrated. That's kind of what what BioShock is about, isn't it? Kind of the idea of a society that doesn't really care for ethics. Well, that's not the right word. I think it's more objectivism. Is that what it's called? Well, whatever. Oh, I can actually jump up the ladder. Nice. You were here for the ethics, so you guess you'll go now? No, we have ethics on this stream. Okay, so now the machine should work, right? Here you go. You know, in this, I told you earlier that this, all this cool machinery and all this brass and bronze and such, it's kind of steampunk. But when you think about it, isn't it more like steam Bork? Hey. So do we need to go down here again? Via that creepy children singing? Arjen the handyman, yes. Very inaccurate to real life. Can barely plug a device in. Okay, I don't think we actually needed to be here again. So let's just go right back up. I had to check. I think I might have ruined a dramatic moment there with the singing and such. And you're supposed to walk somewhere else. It's fine though. It's all fine. Okay, this is where we're supposed to go because we're getting notes. Now to find the ignition controls and start the machine once more. Elated, I stride forth upon these catwalks. I am coming, my darlings. I have almost saved you.
Quickly, the air is thin. Their little faces turn blue, Mandus. They suffocate.
Is this a... No, if that was music, I think you could call this genre
Now,
metal.
Madness, set them free. Set them all free.
Ever try noon hydrate tablets? I feel like this would be great for you with your line of sight work and just being a natural sleepy boy. I might have to try it. I am definitely a sleepy boy. Oh.
I live. I breathe again. I rise. I will rise to bleach the sky and still the water. I will spin the world wheel and set the future upon the path to redemption.
Where are my children? You promised me my children!
My time is come. More pig. More pig.
Boys. Boys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that was an odd visual. Don't you dare roll the credits now, Chinese room. Man the Saboteur. You can't come in, or you can't come in, you must sleep in the yard. Bad Piggy. Wow. So we definitely just set something free that we probably shouldn't have.
And, emerging, I raised my head to an uncaring sun, and I cursed this world of pain and despair. This civilization built on the ricketed bones of the unfortunate, on the greed and swell of mammon and empire. Cradling a stone egg in my jacket, I kissed my children farewell, and I crawled my way home.
So he lost his children long ago, right? That's what I pretty much got from that. And had been expecting for a while. Hi, kids. Masks. 29th December 1899. Can a man construct himself anew? Can a man, on realizing who he is and what he has become, tear himself apart down to the bricks and begin again? Are our souls just this, tiny cogwheels and clockwork and intricate machines to serve a function that, upon reflection, we might set to a new task? Can a man, defined by his actions, defined by that which he now finds abhorrent, set to sabotaging this body, his machine, until those children of his soul turn in new motion, and he may awake to a new sun, a new year, a new century, with hope in his heart? As I reach my hands to the exposed wires, I ask myself this: is redemption possible for such a creature as I? And if not, then surely better to die amongst my creations than to continue to live as a monster. Oh dear. So it is done. The saboteur was me, and the voice on the telephone was him. But what of us? How do we connect? Surely I cannot be responsible for all I see about me. I cannot remember. All I can grasp is a moment when the world split into two pieces, and the innards of humanity fell from an orifice torn agape into my open, bifurcated heart. Okay then. Some of these sentences. Okay, I'm gonna stop complaining about the sentences now. I'm sorry. Sleepy brain is having some trouble with it. So this is a really dramatic way to say steam is blocking my path, but he words it as all about me, the thunder of machinery. The blasts of boiling steam. I cannot pass without fear of scalding. I am a lobster, cracked. My circulation stagnated. My vital motions impeded. The steam will boil my whole unless I can find a way to shut it off.
Where are they? Where are my children?
Why do you ask, Mandus? You know the answer well enough.
One moment. Just noticed I had messages on Discord. Oh, it's nothing stream related. Just had to make sure. You never know if the game suddenly broke and someone is sending me an emergency message on Discord. And I'm like, oh, we'll check it later. It's time to undo what we have done here. Uh-oh. Children really are the most wonderful, useful creatures. The unfortunates from the orphanage have proved indispensable in cleaning the larger steam pipes. It appears that matter from the slaughtering process may indeed vaporize its source, but drifts like dust through the air and lodges in the pipes, causing them to foul. Periodically, we shut the pressure down and send one of our pixies into the pipes to scrub the reconstituted fat away. Armed with just a shortened broom, our little explorers venture into the dark. Of course, we can only keep pressure down for a short period, so they must be fast or they risk being trapped and boiled by the superheated vapors when they rush back into the system. Then we will be sending their comrades in afterwards to scrape free the cooling mess. The survivors tell me you can reach all manner of places within the complex through the pipes. I smile, tell them I am so proud, then feed them to the pigs.
What are you doing, little piggy? Do you think I will allow you to sabotage me again?
I want my children, you unholy bastard!
Right, so they did mention that Mandus was working with someone else on this entire project. So I'm guessing that's this guy. Sorry if I'm bad with the names right now, that's just... it happens. You know how it is with the goldfish brain. Ah.
Will it hurt them?
A cleansing fire always burns, little Mandus, but it purifies and it makes anew. Did it hurt to carve out the fevered flesh? Did it hurt to cut free the gangrenous foot? Ask instead this. Can we save them?
When did I say that? That is not me. That is not me!
He's starting to realize that perhaps he wasn't so innocent in this whole thing after all. That is not me. That's what they always say when confronted with their forgotten past. Such is the way of amnesia. Such is the way of excessively blurry JPEG. I can't see anything. Okay, I was wondering what was going on there. I was wondering if I was crashing or something. You ever just... I know this has happened a few times, but good lord. So this note implies that he killed his children then. And his wife too, actually. Well, at least I can walk at a normal speed again. That's a good change. I think we've been here before, but I have no idea where to go. Greetings, Captain. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Child fatalities this month, 17. Wow. It seems that the pressure system is indeed the Achilles heel of this facility, something I clearly did not realize in my first clumsy attempt at sabotage. If I reroute the steam, I can wreak havoc. Yep. Yeah, you played that one, right, Cap? Kentucky Route Zero, or did I get that wrong? I think you played it, but I might be mistaken. We've both played many games of late, so... Start playing it only 30 minutes or so in when you really need to continue. You will continue after the deadline increase and this is fast. That makes sense. If in the throes of my evil I send children into the pipes to clean them, then it seems likely there is another entrance I can use to escape this noxious maelstrom of vengeance. I will ignore the burning in my nostrils from the fumes of that godless compound X that fuels these machines, and I will become the saboteur. I will destroy the pressure system, enabling me to enter the pipes without fear. Still pretty steamy up there. This is where we started then. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe I'll just need to find where the pipes are to be destroyed. I have done 2 so far, and 3 is always a nice number. Okay. Oh, monsters. Yeah, I'm running. Whoa. There we go. See you later, pigs. Pigs can't climb. Whoops, I think I went to the wrong side there. Now quickly through the pipes before the pressure returns and they fill with boiling corrosive steam. I sense the machine snarl itself about me, its own unholy, inhuman mind coil and slick, and send its arc tendrils through the conduits to repair the damage. I will return to the streets. I will fetch help, and I shall lead the people upon the factory, burn it to the ground, and seal this evil place underground forever. Getting hurt. It feels hard to avoid that.
This is your doing, Mandus. This is what you dreamt it to be.
I will stop you. I will save them.
You are too late. It begins. My work has begun. Kill them, my piggies. Kill them all.
That's a lot of damage, yeah. I think Mandus needs a bit of flex tape, yeah. Just slap that on there. Recover all the damage. Yeah, slap it on there gently in slow motion, yeah. Whoopsh. Well, this was an emotional roller coaster. One of your pet peeves is not being able to read loading screen text in time. This is why some games have change the button to okay, now you can confirm that you're ready to continue. Like it'll be like loading and then press A to start. But some people prefer it start automatically. So he unleashed the pigs into the city.
Oh God, no, what have I done? What I meant! This is not what I meant at all!
No one misses the poor. Round up some orphans and the world will thank you for it. Disappear a whore and a gentleman applauds you. Call a beggar and the lady walks safely again. I hate them. I hate them more than any of the others. This privilege, this pretension, these so-called leaders, these pillars of society, these rich and fanciful. They wear their filth on the inside, but they are no less dirty. I have plans for them all. We will feed them and then we will feed from them. Uh-oh. Plans born from hatred don't tend to go to good places. Yeah, the dramatic singing. Oh man, this whole scene. I just wish my voice wasn't so broken. I feel like I skipped a few texts just to rest my voice.
Redeem yourselves. Redemption is at hand. Enter the cleansing and set your souls free. For you are born into filth and will die as pigs. Only through my redemption can you ascend to the skies and claim the heavens as your kingdom. Fall on your knees. Ashes, ashes, bones.
Oh, that's horrible.
The pile will reach critical, and we can have such a burning that this city will shine as a beacon of redemption for the world!
Silence and hard work are the roads to heaven. Wow. God forgive me, what have I unleashed? I stand and smell the burning city. I see ash upon the wind. I hear the roars of the sickening beasts and the screams as they fall upon the city and drag its people below for the slaughter. Now I begin to understand what the other composite ingredient of compound X must be. And I also understand this. It is my responsibility now. I must find a way back to the heart of the machine and complete what I started. I keep forgetting about the lantern cap. Sorry about that. Earlier in the stream I was actually asking if people can see the game properly. Because I can turn up the gamma a little bit. Going down again. Oh no, indeed. Just my luck, I suppose. Oh, these dissonant chords. Spooky. Not 100% sure if this isn't just a way back. I think it is, actually. I need to find a way back down then, but where? Love to have a discussion about the plot and themes whenever I finish the game. Alright! Oh hey, it looks like someone tried to... a spam bot tried to post a link there. I do get lost a lot in this game, I must say. Oh, here, of course, of course. This went from 0 to 100 quickly, indeed it did. I never know which path is the optional one, because there's stairs. I'm guessing this is just closed. Okay, yeah. Because I don't want to miss out on any notes like this one. Okay, maybe I don't want to read it. Of how I'm sprinting through every scary area. That's the best way to do, right? Oh, this is where I came from. Whoops. Okay, at least that gives me a frame of reference where not to go. Wait, oh, it opens. Okay, then. Whoop. Yeah, I don't know. Was there supposed to be a pig in there? I didn't see it. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. I've had moments where I guess I got startled a little bit, but.
Me, Mandus.
This is what Mandus planned us. Alright, he said it, guys. Roll credits. I'm running. I was running.
Creature! Where are my children? Where are my children?
But yeah, thank you for the hydrate. While I hide in this alleyway, I will have a sip. Sip has been acquired. I don't know why it keeps... Every time I fall over or anything in the story, the game unequips the lantern. Sorry. Yet another mask, huh? Yeah, wow. This world is a machine for pigs. Roll credits. Alright, that doesn't look nice. What's happening in that illustration? Farming the world. Let us not be coy. I will not let us drag this corpse of civilization into a new century. Come New Year's Eve, I will fling the last switches and unshackle the full power of the machine. Which may or may not be indeed a machine for pigs. Oh, we're doing the same thing again with the music, okay. I love the illustrations and the fact that you can see where you are and the whole structure. Indeed, it's very cool. Counter-attack. I have returned, an angel of vengeance, a saboteur once more. I will find a way to stop this vast enterprise of slaughter. Enough destruction opened the heart before, confused the machine enough to spring its locks and secret doorways. I must cause it great shock, stab its eyes, poke hot wire into its ears, hammer to its teeth, and push glass into every orifice. Then it will gasp, and in that gasp I will scuttle into its throat and stab its heart from inside. Alright, Mandus. In general, the design of these machines is very cool, Captain. Like, I love the whole industrial theme.
Will they be free?
Yes, my friend. Drained and bled and freed from the prison of the flesh. Free to ascend as smoke to the stars.
And the good? The worthy? How will we save them?
Show me these worthy, Mandus. Show me these good. I do not see them.
All right, not a very philanthropic fellow, shall we say? Oh, right, Disco Elysium. That's one I want to try as well. And so many great games. Should I be down here? Can't actually see what to interact with. Yeah, we're messing up the machine here. Okay, cool. We have broken the machine, or at least damaged it. Your personality traits are often part of discussions you have with other people. Each trait rolls a die, check, and if it passes, it chimes in, often to very comedic effect. Okay. That does sound exciting and very complicated. Maybe I should throw another one down there for good measure. Oh, I think that just killed me. I can be a bit of a vandal sometimes, yes. Okay, let's make extra sure I can actually not open that. Because one time I accidentally ignored a door I could pass through by thinking it was closed. No naked flames, no unshielded electricities, huh? I wonder if we could break it somehow. To give it that unshielded electricity it needs. Okay, well there we go. Okay, now the electricity is a danger to me, though. But not that dangerous. is kind of interesting. We're basically undoing everything we did. Ow.
I know you, machine. I know what you fear. I will rain excrement into your very soul. I will destroy you.
You are too late, Mandus. My great works are almost begun.
Okay, so I can no longer change this. And there was dialogue, so I'm guessing I did that right. Tripery. He's just playing, except the cubes are not properly animating with him, which is kind of ruining the otherwise ominous effect. Because we're supposed to be having a moment here where we realize they're also still just people. But now he just looks like a magician with the power to influence cubes. So, yeah. Walking away from these temples, that small pile of stones under the rhododendrons, the skulls of innocents under the loose clod. Headless ribcages in the cool stone behind the altars, 3,000 miles apart. I trace back my life to this instance, rain channels eroded in ancient stones. The toxins are already in this damp, this falling water. When are we going to make our own horror game? Good question, we should probably think about that. I hack and retch and vomit into the sink and grasp the ball with both hands and stare. There in the plug holes, clear as a day, a toy spine, clockwork and intricate, like a child's spine, but clockwork. How could that be? How could a child's spine be made like clockwork? I washed it carefully and placed it on the mantelpiece. By the egg I laid myself under the garden where the children's skulls are buried. I call it my Mexico. Raise your hand if that made sense to you, please. I wanna see how many people are on the same level of befuddlement as I am about this game's story right now. Hope Aryan Scary is the main character. Could be, it's a pretty scary face. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to drop myself there.
I am here again, at the foot of those stairs. Towards the red light of the nursery. Sunset in the window like a bleeding sky. The horizon a slit throat. The seeping dark to drain the guilt from us. I am the jaguar-faced man. I am the feathered serpent. This priesthood is mine.
Ah, yes. They're eating people. Nom 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 nom.
I can meet him, your great engineer. How marvelous. I must say, Mr. Manders, my excitement is almost unseemly.
Yes, I can see that. Step this way,
Yes, I can see
I
that.
will be right behind you.
Manders? Manders, where the devil are you? I can't see a damn thing. Manders! We are the pig, Professor. We are all the pig.
I see. So much blood. Hey kids. You gotta do the same thing again where you pull out your heart. Okay, the trick was scary the first time, but... Ah, yes, the River of Blood.
I climb in stillness now. Blue water runs in my veins, now I am clean. I carry the knife of this factory, the bowl of this mill. I am come to collect you from your fields and your furnaces. I will gather you into the white clouds. I will gather you to me, and I will take you home.
Just in a giant room, in a just river of blood, and in the middle of this is another elevator. Oh man, this is pretty horrifying. That's about as gory as it's been so far. The veil lifts, the bride is waiting. The man eats the pig, and the pig is eaten by the machine, and the man is eaten by the machine. This is as it ever will be.
Hear me, Mandus. My gears are adjust. My steam is built. Soon I will spill that blue water and split the egg, the atom, my soul, and there will be a very great burning that we might make the world clean. Be proud, for this is your doing. Until you steeped me in the blood of your own, I was nothing but rotten architecture. You have made me, and I will make the world anew.
So he sacrificed his kids for this thing? That's kind of what it sounds like, the way you said that. You loved Until Dawn, and even though reviews mentioned these two new games aren't as great, that doesn't mean they're bad. Yeah, I can see that. I saw some footage of the Man of Medan. Is that the second one? But I've not seen all of that, so maybe I should play it at some point. Let's see, 25th December, Christmas, 1899. If you should find this, then you already know all I would tell you. You already know what you have done and what you must now do. Walking away from those temples, that small bottle stones beneath the rhododendrons. I can't say flower names. Can we just call them tulips? That's easier. Tulips, roses, carnages. The skulls of innocents under the loose clod, headless ribcages cruelly torn asunder to expose their flowers in the cool stone behind the altars 3,000 miles away. I trace my life to this instant. Rain channels are watered in ancient stone. We actually read this exact note before, but... And in that instant, cradling my children's heads in my palms, I knew then that I had to unbuild what I myself had constructed, though even then it was little more than a sickening dream. This machine is ever mine, and it falls to me to redeem it and myself. Play the Batman, Fables, and Walking Dead Telltale games. Oh, I didn't play the Batman ones, but I played Walking Dead Season 1 and 2. And Fables, The Wolf Among Us, which is my personal favorite. I walk tunnels where no human has trod before, I'm sure of that. It is just me and him now. Frost forms on my coat sleeves, the deathly still and freezing air tell me I am close. I've heard many good things about The Last of Us Part 1, but many things. Let's see, Detroit, Become Human is a great game where choices actually matter, hundreds of scenes and story permutations. Definitely not just saying that because you worked on it. 28 Stab wounds! There is a Sony ad bot in the chat. Yes, Captain, can you ban the Sony chat? No. Hey Clive, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you.
But why did you take my children?
Aye, Mandus. Of all the blood we have spilled together, the first drops fell from your hands alone.
And I am damned for a filicide. And everything is lost.
Well, I mean, he seems to accept what he's done. That's the first step. Although that conversation held more than we heard. You mentioned freeing his children. Why? Of what? Were they sick? Was there something wrong with his children? And is that why he tried desperately to make this all work? Because I did present the idea that perhaps they died in... Like, he tried so hard to protect them that they got killed as a result. In trying so hard to keep them, he lost them, you know? The typical ironic twist. You love the Cage games? I haven't really played any of them personally, but... the one people meme on is Heavy Rain, right? Because of Jason. Yeah, the first two seasons of The Walking Dead I thought were really great, although the first one, the Telltale one that is still my favorite. The later games have so little downtime. Like, they had so many IPs to make so many games for, and I think they kinda overwhelmed themselves with it, and the effort per game, per episode, just feels a bit less. Season 2 was still really great though, but it was no Season 1. Haha. Why are children laughing at me? Can't stand memes of games you really love, especially games you have strong feelings for, such as Life is Strange. I can understand that. At the same time, a lot of it is in good fun, I hope. But yeah, Life is Strange. Yes, hella. Mandus descending among the spirits. Blood Mandus, we are steeped in blood, you and I. You wear me like a mask, and we will tear the future loose from the ribcage of the present. We will save them. We will save them all.
Only to save you. Only to spare you. I would have given my soul to spare you this world and its loan. Oh, my children. My children. What have I done? What have I become?
Moby Games? Yeah, I was wondering what that is too.
I will put it right, my darlings. All of my wrongs will be righted. All of my sins washed clean.
Don't know if you can do that yourself, Mandus. Especially not considering what you've done. Yeah, Life is Strange is an interesting one. It's the kind of game that...
I love you, my darlings, and I am sorry. I am sorry for all I have done. I simply loved you all too much for this world.
This game credits. You see, Arjen has worked on Certain Soldiers 2, and Cap has worked on Roos. Unless there's another with your name. Ah, yes, I was a playtester for Certain Soldiers 2. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but yes, that is something I have done. Yeah, Life is Strange is an interesting game. There's people that have like this. It's the kind of game that gets a lot of strong reactions from people. Like some people feel this incessant need to either love or hate it, and I've always been like you know, it's pretty good. I complained about the journey. I probably did. It's pretty far. Yeah, all the way over to Utrecht. Having to go to the big cities all the way from the northern wastelands, it's pretty far. Mandus is alone. I search for instruction, for advice, for help in my goals, but in return the system mocks me. Simpleton, it says. You must find your own answers now. But yeah, man, that feels so long ago, and in fact it is. You know what I had to do for that playtest?
Put aside your misguided crusade and let me save them. You may hate me, Mandus, but I have seen the future, your 20th century, and let me tell you this, a far greater slaughter awaits you there. I seek to save the world by blood now, before millions fall beneath history, pushed under by blade, bullet, and gas.
Is this one of those I'm gonna kill thousands to prevent millions from dying things this guy is trying to say right now? What the heck? I am very befuddled by what just happened. Whoops. Guess I got killed there. But anyway, yeah, so I had to play through the literal entire game for the playtest. That was interesting. Like, just start to finish was there all day. pretty cool, honestly. I may have to actually turn off my light to get through this. If I had known where to go, I would have been able to make it through that in one go. These warps, though. Warp zone! Typing skills decrease throughout the day. Who knew? Yeah, my speaking ability is also degrading fast. My vocabulary is shrinking by the minute. Bloodstain. Is this bloodstain significant? Because the game sure seems to think so. Just standing here seems to impact my mind in some ways. Okay, I'm not sure where to go and what to do, but we'll just go wherever we can. And hopefully that'll just kind of lead us to the answer. Oh. Okay, I have activated the swirly whirly. This is really cool and all. Okay, we have activated all the...
Now, creature, I will destroy you.
Stop him! Stop him! Kill him!
It is over. It is time to end this madness.
Okay, this is interesting.
Oh, God help me. I am lost in the dry paper soul of the world.
Enoch, Edwin, Oswald, and I. And that's the whole content of it. Yeah, I stopped thinking around season 8 as well. It just kind of, maybe earlier. It just kind of lost its flair.
Listen to your heart. You know you are with me. You created me to save the world. I am your friend.
Okay, so this is the engineer guy that's inside the machine. And at the end, Mendes is gonna be like, the real pig was you, and the friends we made along the way. I'm trying to... I was wondering if I could pull off the cables, but I guess I can just walk away. You really thought there would be more opportunities for big puns, but you're really drawing a blank.
Mandas, please, I am no more evil than you. We sought the same thing, to save humanity, ridding them of their painful, stupid, pointless lives. Mandas, stop. Think about what you are doing. For your children, Mandas.
Do not speak of my children, monster.
I did not kill your children, Mandas. You sacrificed them on the temple steps, knowing what the coming century would do to them. Your sons will drown, lungs full of mud and shrapnel, on the banks of the Somme. You wanted to save them from the horror to come. That is the vision we shared. Everything we have built to avert this coming nightmare. You and I are one. We are the same. Our souls are entangled. We deserve to make them free.
It doesn't sound so selfless when he says we deserve to make them free. Okay, this is a big moment, so I'm not gonna make too many stupid jokes.
I have stood knee-deep in mud and bone and filled my lungs with mustard gas. I have seen 2 brothers fall. I have lain with holy wars and copulated with the autumnal fallout. I have dug trenches for the refugees. I have murdered dissidents where the ground never thaws and starved the masses into pain. A child's shadow burnt into the brickwork. A house of skulls in the jungle. The innocent Mandus trod and bled and gassed and starved and beaten and murdered and enslaved. This is your coming century. They will eat the Mandus. They will make pigs of you all, and they will bury their snouts into your ribs, and they will eat your hearts. Please, Mandus, no. For your children.
The machine is merely waiting for me to press the button. Yeah, that presentation, like the wording on that. Basically, he's a guy gone nuts. Well, that's, I guess, a crass way to put it. He's gone
I lay there
insane.
And watched the god I had created die. At the end, when we were cold as the stone we had hewn his body from, when the lights were nearly all extinguished, we heard, in the silent distance, the man-pigs singing to one another. Then, as the last lights were gone, and we lay together in the deep, they drifted away, and all was silent. Such a silence I have never known. And as the dust settled on my open eyes, and we lay together embraced forever, I heard, miles above us, the sounds of the city turning over in its sleep. A church bell ringing out. And in that moment, the new century was born.
was a computer game developed by the Chinese Room. The computational magickery. I like these credits. Let's see. So yeah, what does one say about a game like this? As a narrative, as a story, I thought it was. It had very many interesting things to say, even if it wasn't very scary. The set pieces were cool. The concepts were cool. I'm trying to figure out exactly what it was about. You know, sleepy brain is not making it easier. But it looks like these two men, Mendes and Oswald, I think the engineer guy was called, worked together to make this machine in hopes of preventing the horrors that would happen in the 20th century. I mean, they made very clear reference to the First and Second World War, amongst other things. And I guess they very much wanted to prevent that fight, that maybe save humanity the trouble. But so yeah, there were very few actual threats in the game, which I understand if you want to tell a story, but as a horror game, that does make it a bit less scary. Themes like nihilism and moral superiority are strongly present here. It definitely, I made mention of BioShock, because BioShock is a look at a society that has basically decided ethics, you know, and morals and such get in the way of human progress. And these are people that actually, it's almost like a reverse. They cared a lot. Like they in those temples over yonder, they had a vision of what the 20th century would bring. And they wanted nothing of it. They wanted to stop it. Yeah, exactly. They cared so much about people. He cared so much about his children that he killed them, apparently. Which is a very unsettling thought. And that's where all this led. In the end, he realized that that he had gone too far. That he had become that monster, in a sense. And he decided to go against the machine and let the 20th century start as it would. With all its good and all its bad. Which I suppose is hopeful in a way. Yep, I think this is one of the great things games and fantasy and fiction can do, is present us the world through those very strange and unsettling perspectives and give us a glimpse of what it might be like if those people could indeed do something like this. Make this great machine. The Oedipal mother complex guys ties into this, caring so much that you consume the thing you love. Right. Man, I have got to read up. There were so many logs that were like kind of disturbing, so that I didn't read through all the way. But I think what I want to do is just read about this game a bit, see how it all fits together. But yeah, this was a fascinating experience, and I'm glad I went through it. And I'm glad you were all here with me sharing the experience. Now, it has been a pretty long day. So I think I'm going to be stopping the stream here. Thinking about this game for a while. Maybe have a drink. Have a shower. Think about the game some more, and I hope you'll join me next time. I'm not sure if we'll do any more streams this week. Maybe there will be multiplayer. I guess we'll have to see how that turns out. But that will be the stream for tonight. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. It's been really nice having you here, and you made the experience all the more fun. And I hope you will be here next time. So, have a good night, everyone, or a good day, and see you later. Bye-bye.